It's a shame we missed what we were chatting about a second ago.
Yeah, that's the personal stuff. Doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
that's okay.
So
All right.
basically, this is the first campaign that I've set up using your guidelines. I've written a little bit here. You can read this one.
Yep.
Basically, it should be a little bit faster than me explaining it,
Okay.
since I try
Perfect.
to value your time.
One keyword per ad group. Excellent. One actual keyword, not like a SKAG. They're called SKAG, where it's like broad match, modified match keyword, phrase match, and then exact match, all the same. Stem keyword in one ad group. That's not one keyword per ad group. That's three. They're three different keywords.
Yeah, no, I only have this house plus cleaning plus Bucharest, basically.
Perfect.
That's all that I have.
Service and location. Yep. Use ad extension as target. Okay. Right. You don't have to target Bucharest city if you've got Bucharest in the keyword.
Yes, but I've seen that you've discussed this with the previous guy you've did this with.
Yep.
I don't think we really have that many searches that are out of Bucharest for Bucharest.
But yes. Sorry, I hate saying yes, but that's one of my flags. It's true, except there might be somebody who's outside of Bucharest, it's somewhere else in the country, who is a landlord.
Yeah, that's the only situation, but I think there aren't that many. For example, if I'm searching, if I'm searching from Bucharest without the keyword Brasov, which is another city, I get ads for Brasov, cleaning companies, and I don't really want that to be.
No, okay, but that's them. They're doing the opposite. They're doing something bad. The opposite, in that they're just bidding on house cleaning and IP targeting too broadly. They're targeting you in the wrong city. Where I think, hold on, let's go back to the house clean. If they type in house cleaning in Bucharest, okay,
yes,
the only danger of that
yeah,
is if there's more than one Bucharest in your country or Europe or the world.
It's not.
Right, exactly. So like there's more than one Dublin in the world. There's only one Dublin in Ireland. So for me, I would target the whole country, possibly more, for house cleaning Bucharest. And you're saying there's not much, but you still want to get those visitors to the website, because if they've typed in Bucharest, house cleaning Bucharest, then they're looking to speak to a local business owner.
Yes, I get your point, but what I'm trying to say is that I have one campaign that contains house cleaning as a keyword and house cleaning Bucharest. Can I target house cleaning Bucharest for the whole country and leave house cleaning only in Bucharest?
Yep, that's exactly it.
That's the thing that I didn't know. So basically, that's the
So that's two. So there's two styles of campaigns. Like there's one where you target the whole country, or maybe even bigger than the whole country. Yeah. But I would target the whole country for Ireland, for people searching for a house cleaner in Dublin. They could be in Cork, the other end of the country, looking for a house cleaner in Dublin. Don't know why, don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Doesn't matter.
You're doing it for your mum.
Business,
it's the mum doing it for the kid or whatever. I'm going to get you a house, whatever. Don't care. The fact that they typed it in is enough that you want to show. Then that style of campaign should convert the best. Should convert the visitor into an inquiry the best, because they typed in a location, they are that specific. If they because they could type in house cleaning and just be, if you just type in house cleaning on its own, you are kind of doing a bit of research. I wonder what house cleaning involves.
It might be a very broad search. There might be people looking how to do house cleaning, not
exactly.
Services.
I get it. Yeah, it indicates someone slightly earlier in the search cycle. Then they're going to go, you know what, I really do want to find a house cleaner in Bucharest. So then they type in the location. So that search, that campaign should convert, the visitors from there should convert into inquiries better than the ones where they don't put a location. So that's the first one I start with, all the services and all the locations that you cover. So like in Bucharest, there might be areas that your client or
I did that.
Yeah,
we will take a look at that.
Yeah. Okay, and then those you may, but the only danger with that kind of campaign, if you target the whole country and you put the locations, is if you have multiple locations in the country. So suburbs within Bucharest.
I have to research that, and that's all right.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I didn't know you can do individual targeting for
Oh,
each.
yeah. Well,
Correct.
okay, so what may happen, imagine there's a place within Bucharest, I'll just make up a name, Westminster.
Yes.
Okay. But there also happens to be a Westminster city somewhere else, in a Westminster suburb in another place, blah, blah, blah. So then you might target, that might only run in Bucharest.
All right.
Bucharest plus 50 miles or
Yeah,
something like that.
that's my research to be done on Google Maps or whatever.
Yeah,
it makes
totally.
sense. It makes sense.
Okay, so then that style of campaign, I call that like the geomod campaign, geomodified campaign, where each keyword has a geography attached to it. That one should run really well, or better. Hopefully it runs well.
All right, for each keyword.
I start with those. I start with those. Then the other style of campaign is where people haven't, where you don't insist that people type in a location, and you target the location. They're in that location. So this is what you're doing, like IP targeting Bucharest city, and the keyword is house plus cleaning.
Yeah.
Now the problem with that, obviously, if you do plus house plus cleaning, the modified broad, it might type in someone looking for house cleaning and another city.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that on the search terms. There are a lot of search terms that must be, for example, jobs. I had to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Jobs.
Yeah, you got to add jobs
as a negative keyword.
Yeah, by default, I have job. I have them in phrase match. I don't really know what broad negative is, but I have them in phrase match, so I know what they're actually supposed to be. Job, jobs, course, courses, certificate, certification, colleges.
Oh yeah.
All that kind of junk. You load all those up. You may, right, so if you do have a modified broad campaign for, that is IP, I call it IP targeted, where they don't have a location in them, you just target by location, then you're going to have house cleaning plus house plus cleaning, then you might have plus house plus cleaners, plus, you know, apartment plus cleaners. Like there's lots of different ones. You got move in cleaning, move out cleaning, commercial cleaning, blah, blah, office cleaning. So you have all those ad groups, and you might need to add negatives of like major cities that are nearby and stuff like that, if you're doing it that way. Or you could do exact match, where it's house cleaners. And then also you're going to have the house cleaners near me, you know, the equivalent of that. But, you know, that can work pretty good, but then you're losing some volume, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Create small funnels for each service with different pages. Apartment cleaner versus house cleaner versus cleaning. Oh yeah, perfect. Different page. Yep. Back goals as a continuous search term, add text, landing page. Perfect. The only the extra thing you can do is having the location as well in the page.
Yeah, it was. I did these a bit inclusive. Let's say, since everything is for Bucharest, if the search term contains a suburb of Bucharest, the page contains that suburb as well. But only if he only searches Bucharest, house cleaning Bucharest, it's the same page that also contains the suburbs.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
I did it. I don't know, something like 10 landing pages in total.
Yeah, no, that's actually perfect. And right, and what will happen is over time, you might find that something rises to the top with the most impressions.
Yeah, I need you to guide me how to see that, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is the description. Tell me what you want to see.
Hold on, we whizzed through that document because
Sure. I thought you first wanted to take a look.
Oh right, okay. Some questions. Are spikes normal? There are huge differences in certain days. CTR. Well, yeah. I mean, spikes can happen, and there can be differences if the volumes are low.
20% CTR. Yeah. Then I have today is 3.6.
Well, today isn't over anyway, so it might be at certain times in the day.
I check it around 3 times a day, since it's my only campaign that I check it 3 times a day. I told you him at the beginning. And usually these days don't improve much. They get at best 5 or 6.
I try, right, okay, so obviously at the start of a campaign, you do check it more regularly. Like, because the first, and it's not just because it's exciting. It's like, oh, I got an impression. Oh, I got clicks. Oh my goodness, did I get a conversion?
This is the whole duration. So basically 1 month and a week, something like that.
Yeah. So when after it's been running a while and you're happy that they're not overspending. Yes, we're getting people clicking. They're going through to the right page, and we got a few phone calls. Then, you might check in every few days. But then, ideally, this is what I try to do: is I get into a weekly cycle where I check in on a Monday morning. and it's not necessarily me. It's like I'm getting my stepson to do it. I'm getting team members to do it. They rotate before they get too bored of it. And I'm now training up the stepson. You log in, get people to log into each client account, look at the data, download the last week's worth of data and add it to like a spreadsheet, like a Google sheet, actually. This is impressions, clicks, costs, average position, AdWords reported conversions.
Do you use reports for this?
No. No, I can do, but I don't. I kind of just get them to log into the interface and look at campaigns. Where's campaigns gone? Oh, if you click on all campaigns at the top, next to Google Ads.
All right.
There we go. Yeah, so I get them to log in here, and I have the columns set up. Right, so we'll change the columns in a second, and I get them to. Actually, if you remove everything, it's just the easiest.
Remove everything.
Yeah. I'll show you.
Right.
I'll show you the layout I have. If you go to click on performance.
I've copied the other layout, so you didn't mention this one.
Oh, okay. So click on performance and then do impressions, then clicks, because it makes sense. An impression is going to be a bigger number. Then clicks, then CTR. All right. Now click on competitive metrics. And then the last one will be average position. Okay. So like your CTR depends on your average position. That makes sense. Now go back up to performance. And we'll add average CPC, which is to the right a bit. There you go. And then the cost.
Average cost, right?
No, not average. I don't even know what average cost means. Yeah. So, I like the average position being between CTR and average CPC, because your average position depends on your average CPC and your CTR depends on your average position. Okay, so now click on conversions. You might not have conversion tracking in place, but you might as well add it. The top three ones: conversions, cost per conversion, conversion rate.
I do have it in place.
Cool. And then if you scroll down to competitive metrics again, I like to have search impression share, then search lost IS due to budget, which is in the third column, middle of the third column.
Yeah. Move.
Yeah, it's annoying, these things. Not that one, sorry. The one next to it.
This one?
Yeah, then the top right one, which is search lost IS due to rank, and then search exact match IS.
Search exact match.
Nope, down a bit. There you go. And then apply that. Yeah.
All right.
Right. So perfect. So now change that to last week for the minute. So last week I don't know why they default to the Sunday to Saturday. It's really annoying. Okay. So last 7 days.
Yeah.
Now we look at it, got like 9.8% CTR for average position of 3.5. That seems pretty good. We'll have a look at the devices in a second. Then your conversions, 10% conversion rate. Very good. Already straight out of the box. Your impression share is 25%. So you're only showing 25% of the time you.
Yeah, we have the client has a very limited budget.
Okay. Right. So yeah.
If I was to do accelerated or whatever to use the budget as fast as possible, I think it would be over in 3-4 hours.
Right. Okay. So this is actually this is a good example of the client doesn't want to spend more than 30 a day at the minute.
It's not the fact that he really doesn't have the money to do it.
Doesn't have the money at the minute, which for whatever reason.
Basically.
But we're losing 52% of impression share due to hitting the budget. Search lost IS due to budget is 52%. Search lost IS due to rank is 22%. See the rank part means, your ad rank is your quality score multiplied by your bid price. Like, to improve your quality score, you pretty much improve your CTR and then the on-page experience and other magic stuff they're not going to tell you about. So to me, I don't really bother looking at the quality score. Like, just do the right things, like get your CTR up by doing the right things, and everything else kind of falls into place. But the instant, easy way to improve the ad rank is just to increase bids. Okay, but if you increase bids, you'll get into a higher ad position. Your average position will become, instead of 3.5, might become 3 or 2.5. Your CTR will go up. Your spend will try to go up because your cost per click is higher, and then actually you'll lose more due to hitting your budget.
Exactly.
So
you're limited.
For this case, it's not a case of trying to push bids. That last column, search exact match IS, is an interesting column because what it's saying is, like, whatever your keyword is, whatever the match type is, it might be phrase, modified broad, or whatever exact. It's saying how often does the search term exactly match what you typed in? What your keyword is. So like if you have home cleaning Bucharest with the modified broad with the pluses in front.
I showed only 22% of the time.
No, you matched when they click. Showed when they type that in exactly 22% of the time.
All right.
Yeah. It's kind of handy because sometimes it tells you how long tail it is. So you go, oh, you know what? If I created an exact match campaign, I would still, and I turned off the modified broad, I'd probably be getting 22% of the volume, but it would be that much more controlled and tighter. Right. So sometimes they're like out of the box, you load something, it's like 70, 80% search match IS. You go, oh, I've pretty much nailed it with my modified broad. It's not really long tail, but what you're seeing here is it's longer tail. It's not necessarily longer tail. People are typing in variations and you're showing for them, and you're only showing exact match 22%. But actually, that's reasonable. So because you're hitting the 30 a day budget, actually, and we know that it can overspend by twice as much in one day. So you're aware of that. You set
easily.
It's just annoying, but it can overspend, and Google's logic, how they sell it to us, is that, this will account for some days, like the Monday's really busy and the Friday's not, and it'll underspend then. But what they're going to try and do is come in at 30 times your daily budget for the month.
Yeah.
But if you go changing the budget or creating a new budget halfway through the month, it just flipping overspends. So just be super careful of that budget. I sometimes start it with half of what I want it to be until it's dialed in and actually spending what I want it, and then I'll increase it and be carefully,
Yeah, he recommends 4 times the budget. Over here on Insights or whatever, he recommends 4 times the budget.
Oh, what they're saying, what Google's, exactly. What's Google saying to you is, you could spend 4 times as much because, if you look at it, you have only 25% impression share.
Yeah.
Sorry. You've only got 25% impression share. You're losing 52% due to the budget. So if you tripled your budget, you'd probably spend everything. Yeah. That's what it's saying. But because he doesn't want to triple the budget, what I would do is drop all the bids. So so if your keywords are tight and targeted enough, which they should be if the way you've loaded them, especially like the IP targeted ones, the geomod ones where it's got locations, the reason I'm saying that is because sometimes you can drop bids and your conversion rate drops as well because you start showing for junk. Yeah. Instead of Google showing you for this, like someone looking for home cleaning Bucharest, they're now showing you for home cleaning products. If you were bidding in broad match, and home cleaning products might be like a lot cheaper. So now you show for that, and obviously nobody's going to convert. So that's the danger of if you're using the wrong match types and you're not targeted enough with your keywords, then as you drop bids, your conversion rate starts dropping. Actually, conversion rate can drop from being in a different ad position as well. Like some people click on the top ads all the time and never, and then some people click on, by the time they get to the third,
they're done.
There may be more, they've checked a couple of offers, see yours and like it or not, depending on if it's a better offer. Yeah. Right. So what I would do for this one, I see, for me, my first step would be, oh, wow, look, we've lost 52% impression share due to hitting budget, 30 a day. They don't want to spend more than that. Let's drop the bids by not half them. You could try even half of them, but I'd maybe drop them by 25%. So if they're all what's an RON?
1.5, something like that. There's a majority of it.
So I'd drop, so keyword bidding. Yeah, this is interesting. I often, other people might like, this is a style thing. I pretty much have the same bid price for everything.
I did that, and I got alarmed when he said below first page.
Ignore him. It's good to see that, but ignore them. You'll get things like, you get warnings like low search volume. Warning.
Yeah, there's plenty of those.
Yeah. And guess what? Some of them get search volume. That's fine. So, the reason why I like for a new account like this, to set the bid price all the same. So say 150.
Yeah, maybe. 150 seems reasonable.
Say if it was all 150.
All right.
What is your cost per click actually coming out at? 173. So if you change it, if you select everything, which is that little checkbox on there, Okay, select all 130. This catches me out of sometimes. All right, edit, change max CPC, change it to 150, 1.50. Apply. Right, now you put that in your change log, okay, which is my Google sheet that we have, like weekly trading thing for this week. I'd put a note, like whatever, Tuesday, the 28th of May, changed all bid prices to $1.50. No, sorry, 150. So I don't know. I don't know what.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, yeah. So you want that high level changes that you've done in that spreadsheet, so that when you look at the numbers, going, oh crap, like the CTR fell off a cliff and blah blah blah, or things start going the other way, you can tie it back to a major change that you made. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and so like I put it all in one cell. It's like imagine an Excel cell, and you can actually add
things like this. Made me really.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You sure? All right. It makes me anxious right now.
No, don't care. Right, here's the thing. This account is running really well. Like 12 conversions from, hold on, 118 clicks.
It was a really bad week. Basically, I usually get around, let's see, if I do last 28 days, I get almost 14. It gets a little bit better.
Okay, very good. So what's happening is, though, you're missing out. You're getting conversions. You're getting the right kind of visitors to the right kind of page, and people are converting into an inquiry. It doesn't necessarily mean that the business is making sales. It doesn't necessarily mean that the business is making the right kind of sales. It might be making lots of little low-ticket sales, and they maybe want. Right, so there's all that other dialing in to do still, and you might have to change it. You might actually it might run better with a lower conversion rate, but for higher ticket things. It depends what the business, this is where you have to communicate with the business to find out what they actually want. And rather than just look at these numbers. Also, that's what I do in the weekly trade. I try and encourage I'd share it because it's Google Sheet with the business owner and try and encourage them to add metrics in as well, like how many inquiries they've got, how many sales, and I try and every week we communicate with them. Hi, how are you getting on? How many inquiries you get? How many sales? And just open a line of communication. Mostly they ignore us, but like at least they can see that they get the numbers. Yeah, this many visitors. I don't call them clicks. Yeah, this many visitors for 206 last week. 12 reported conversions. How did you get on with inquiries and sales? And a lot of times people don't reply, but it's an opportunity for them to say, yeah, a lot of tire kickers, a lot of junk coming through, or can't close any of them.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I've written in that PDF, but this is actually something that I've deleted. It was something along the lines, how do I justify my monthly revenue? Basically. And this is one of the things.
Yeah, well, okay, so I make sure we try and do it on a Monday morning because I just want it, right, so when you've got 30 clients or whatever, it gets hard. But that's why I get other team members to do it. So they fill in these weekly trading sheets. They open a new line of communication with the client and say, like, week commencing 27th of May, 2019. Hi, Daniel, 130 clicks for 250 spend last week, 8 reported conversions. How are you getting on for inquiries and sales? Have a great week. Andy or Jay steps on sending it. And then we do a screenshot of the weekly trading, which has like last sort of 5-10 weeks, whatever. So they can look at the numbers. They're likely going to ignore it, but it comes through every week and it's in their inbox. They can go back and have a look at it.
Yeah.
That shows we're logging. Right. First off, it shows we're logging in and checking it and getting the data, but also
doing things, improving and monitoring the campaign.
Yeah. Well, it also, like, my developer wants to automate all this. I'm like, I don't want it automated. Literally, I want somebody to log into each account every Monday morning because if there's any alert or any, we have to spot them. We can't, like, 3 months later, or not 3 weeks, at the end of the month go, your ads weren't running because of a credit card issue, but we only
something like that. Yeah,
it's like, hello, that's no good. And then if we automate it and then something goes wrong with the program, or if Google changes the API or whatever, and we don't spot that there's all these alerts, and no, I want someone to eyeball it. But plus also I want whoever's doing it to do it so often they get bored of it, and then they're just whizzing around the interface so fast that they're bored of it. And that person, actually what's going to happen, Jay was whizzing through them all yesterday. So he did it maybe a year or two ago. He's been at college, so I didn't want to give him this stuff to do. And then he's now finished, so he's taken it over again, and he's going through and goes, oh look, that one only had 6 clicks last week. I said, right, tag me like in the private area, and say, Andy, this client only had 6 clicks. And I will then come in and go, right, what the heck happened? Because he can see when he's added it, they had loads, 50, 50, 50, 6. It's like, oh, something's right. So he spotted that. I'm going to come in the private area, I'm going to do my deep dive and screenshot what I do.
Yeah, obviously. You're not losing time checking everything else.
Yeah, but it's also training him up. He's now going to follow what I did. And then in the future, he might be, oh, I'll check this and that, and does it hit the budget and blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
And then, so it's my way of training up somebody from being what I call a help desk, service desk, into sort of being able to do more things and
replace you in a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Eventually, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. So, and then after this call, I'm actually going to be building campaigns for locksmiths in the US, exactly the style we just discussed, where it's going to be targeting the states plus all where people are looking for the locksmith plus each of the cities, and then I'm going to target each of the cities where they're just looking for a locksmith.
In the case of a locksmith, just a general question: would you try to target only mobile devices, for example? Since usually that would be I'm locked out of my house or whatever, and
if the client has a really low budget and wants to get started, I would assume for locksmiths that, right, because they want phone calls as well, that I would just start on mobile. Or I may actually start like for a few days or for a week with a test campaign, $10 a day spend, and just monitor like which device gets the most volume and go, look, so 75% is on mobile. Let's just focus on your budget on mobile for the minute, because then we are then all thinking mobile. It's a mobile ad. Like, hold on, it's an ad written for mobile. Like, so it does look different. Even though it'll work, like you might want to shorten it. You might want to say call instead of contact.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then also when you look at the web page from the perspective of a mobile visitor, everyone goes, oh, hold on, it doesn't look great. And where's the tap to call? But actually, there is no tap to call button. So for locksmith, I might just out of the box go, right, let's just focus on mobile for the minute. But I probably would run something and observe after a week and then come back to the business and go, look, we think we should run on mobile because 75% is on mobile of your impressions and clicks and cost. So the other stuff we can come back to, but like, what do you think? And they'll agree. And we've got the data to justify it, and then we go and do it.
Yeah.
Or it might be that, actually there's significant volume on desktop and tablet, but what I might do, it might be too early in the first week or two. Later on for optimization, I would literally split the campaigns out, and I'd have a mobile one and a desktop one and a tablet one. So at the campaign level, you can see, right? So if you go to campaigns again, all campaigns, up at the top, it's so annoying. That annoys me. You can't find it again. Right, if you now segment by device, there we go. So for the last week, you can see 66 mobile clicks, 50 computers, 52 are non-mobile. Okay, conversion rates, well, ignore tablets because that's so low volume, but 13% on a mobile, 4% on a computer. That's interesting. Right now, if you segment by conversion action, I think it is, conversion action.
This one, right?
Yep. Now you see that landing form.
And landing phone.
Landing phones. Okay, so phone calls from the landing page.
Yep. I can bring up an example. Landing page.
No, it's okay. We can come back to that in a sec. What I haven't, are you tracking, do you have a call extension?
I do. Where do you see it?
Ads and extensions on the left. So ads and extensions. I'm surprised there's no, if there's calls from the landing page, I'm surprised there's no calls from the ads. So is there a call? If we click into it, edit it, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Conversion, call reporting is turned off at the minute. Now, okay, so that's why potentially people have seen the ad on a mobile and clicked on the call extension without clicking on the ad and going to the page and then clicking on the tap to call button on the page.
Yes.
Okay, that's not getting reported. You may not want to report it. I've had to turn it off for some clients because how it works is it will show a different number.
I've heard you talked about this, so I have to turn this off.
You
For
turn that
that,
on. You
right.
turn that on if you want to get in the Google Ads account, if you want to get the calls from ads reported. So you've
Yeah.
got 12 conversions, 6 are form fills, 6 are calls
Yeah,
from
but
website.
this number will not show up on the basically on the phone when they click.
No,
I get it.
yeah, and some businesses like my washing machine repair dude, he's on the phone, right? Text me your address, and they're like, oh, but how can I text you to this
Yeah,
number?
what number? What number?
Yeah, they're really confused because they've rung a different number. And then also he has people ringing up saying, is this I don't recognize this kind of number. Is this does this costing me money or whatnot? So we turned
Yeah,
it
and
off.
basically it. I could try turning this off and see how it and talk with the client and see how it goes for the next week,
Yeah.
because I'm suspecting people get turned off by they see 0771 and even they get something else on their phone
Yeah.
once they click it.
Yeah, exactly. That might be a problem. So check that.
Let's try. How do I turn this off?
Hold on. It's turned on now, is it?
It is.
Did you just turn it on or was it on
No,
already?
no, it was on already. I don't know how to turn
Oh,
it off.
okay. So I'm scrap everything I just said. I thought it was turned off. That's why you're not getting reporting. How do I turn it off? Why is it? Can you scroll down?
Close this.
I don't know why. There's normally like a little bit. Oh, okay. Conversion action. It's got call from ads. There you go. Oops. If you click on edit again. Right in the middle, it's got a little drop down. Calls from ads. Click on that. None. There you go. There we go. And click on save.
What does this do?
It
What does this
means.
do?
It means. I think what it. Hold on, does that say call reporting is turned on? Call reporting on. I thought we just turned it off. It's under
No,
review.
it was on and we didn't turn it off.
Oh, we just turned it off now. I thought we did. Try it again.
I don't know how to
Yeah,
turn
conversion
it off.
action is not okay.
None.
I
This
don't know. Right. Calls from ads. Click on calls from ads.
this was before.
Yeah. Call reporting is turned on. You know what? We'll figure that out. That is really weird and annoying. We just want to turn the call reporting off. I think I could be wrong, but I think the way it does the call reporting is it puts a different number in, a Google call forwarding number, and then it tracks that. And I thought by changing conversion action. Okay, click on save. So we'll leave it as calls from ads. That doesn't make sense. I don't know how you turn it off then. We'll have to figure it out. Unless you have to, unless you have to add it again.
Wasn't some settings up here of the campaign?
Maybe. No.
More details around here. Editing settings. Wasn't this around here?
I don't think it's in there.
Yeah, whatever.
You know what? You can do this. We can do this after the call. I think it might. That's just odd. Oh, by the way, I've noticed you've got search partners on. I'll turn that off.
Where is that?
Networks, search partners. Untick that. Right.
How did this? Yeah, whatever. I thought this was turned off.
Okay, and then go back to the all campaigns. Just have a look at it. That call extension is annoying me now. Anyway, segment by network with search partners.
Network.
Let's just see how many search partners stuff we had. Search partners 12. You got 3 calls from them. Okay. Maybe
A much better conversion rate.
Yeah. Now that's interesting. What? See, see the way we can't see. If you do segment by, I wonder if they're all form fills or they're phone calls. Segment by device. We can't. We're only segmented by one dimension at the minute, so we can't see
which one is which.
Yeah. But what you can do is you can do that in the reports. We can do that afterwards, where you go to reports and then you add all these. They're called dimensions. So we're going to add the networking device and the conversion type, and then you'll see last week on that network, on the search partners, on that device, you had this many phone calls and this many form fills. That's the way to do that. You can't see it in the interface because you can only segment by one dimension at a time. But if you want to segment by more than one dimension, you go to reports and do it there. Right. Okay. So make a note that maybe Search Partners is good. Just because you see conversions on it doesn't mean it is good, because maybe those conversions, maybe they're all form fills and they're all junk. I have no idea. My first thought would be, okay, turn it back on, turn Search Partners back on. I personally would like to split Search Partners and Google into different campaigns, but you can't. You can only have a campaign where it's just Google. We've turned off Search Partners. You can have a campaign where it's both.
Yeah, I see.
And then if you drop the bids on the one where it's both, then potentially all the volume's going to the Google stuff is going to Google, and Search Partners, and that one, it's not worth. I don't think it's worth doing at this stage for this account. Right, what was I going to say? So this is interesting. This is how you start analyzing and seeing, is it worth you creating a mobile campaign instead of a desktop one? And I think at some point it probably is worth you doing, but when you create clones of your campaigns and you end up with 3 campaigns, one for desktop, tablet, and mobile, and then you want to go in and change the ad copy, you tripled your work. So
yeah,
maybe at the start it might be quicker to move faster by just having one campaign, knowing that later on an optimization tactic later could be to clone, later on
current campaign and split it into mobile and
So for me, what I'd probably be targeting or looking at first, well, the one that glaringly stands out is the bid price. You're losing loads, 52% due to hitting budget. So now we've set the bids at 150. It's I'd say that's dropping it, because our average was 173 in the last week.
Yeah.
We should get more clicks in this coming week. Oh, by the way, so when we do this report as early as we can on a Monday morning, I'm sending a week commencing thread to somebody. Hi, Daniel. We go. It's because I want you to reply to that one for stuff about last week, where you go, oh, you know what, that thing. I'll just each week commencing thread, just get all the chatter in, then we create a new one for the next week. So we want to get in before the client sends an email replying to an older thread. But also by doing that, I want Jay and myself to eyeball them and go, oh, hold on, something went wrong there, and then try and make a change on the Monday, so that then we run for the whole week with that change. Yeah.
You have that data for 7 days.
Yeah, exactly. So you've made a change on a Tuesday, which is pretty good. We've dropped the bids. And you know what? That could be your only change this week. Drop the bids. Because everything seems to be running pretty good.
And just remove the search partners.
Yeah, and remove the search partners. Okay. It might be, you know what? That's interesting. I'm interested in those. Yeah, you did have 3 conversions on search partners. That is quite interesting. What I normally see is a lot of impressions, hardly any clicks, and it just throws your stats out.
Waste of.
Well, it's not so much that it's wasting any. Well, hold on. It might be wasted spend. It's not going to affect your overall account CTR, because Google is going to know that your CTR is low on search partners potentially compared to on Google. But when you look at the account and go, oh, okay, so I had this many impressions and clicks, this many people searching for that on Google. It's not. You don't know how much of that was search partners. All right. And like one of the things you want to know, if you go into now, say the keywords, click on the keywords tab. Okay, let's have a look at the columns. Yeah, so we've got that. Perfect. Well done. That's exactly the layout I have for columns.
I know. I've copied.
You copied it. Good work. Yeah. Right. So what you can do here, you've got that first one. So sorted by impressions. The first one, you've got how many? 323 impressions. What's the search impression share? 22%. So it's almost like, let's say it's a quarter. So there was 1,200 actual searches in that week that you could have showed for, and you only showed for 323. Yeah, so that's handy when you have those columns hidden. You can actually see where your volume is going in your account. Now, what you want to know is that's 1,200 searches on Google. That's much more better information, right? Of that 320, if we segment by network with search partners now. Okay, so it's only 23, not a lot, but imagine that was like 300 or 400 or whatever. When you're looking at it, you're like, oh, 323 searches on Google. There's like 22% impression. There's about 1,200 searches on Google in a week. That's really interesting search. But if there's like a lot of it was search partners, and you actually don't know what the hell, where those ads have
Those
appeared.
partners are.
Yeah. So that's probably, I default to not having search partners on. Try and dial it in for Google, and then maybe have a test of like, oh, let's add search partners, see what happens. But in your case, it's really interesting. You actually got 3 conversions on search partners. So I would be, yeah, I'm not sure which way I'd lean. You know, I'm
Yeah,
interested.
we'll see how it goes.
I want the clean data of it just being on Google, but at the end of the day, if the client is getting leads and sales from some search partner, it's good. The other thing to be wary of with search partners, maybe there's a search partner, it's a really good search partner where the ads are showing, your ads are showing, and they're getting leads. Google could, a new search partner could just pop up. And I've seen that where all of a sudden, like the client's saying, oh my God, CTR has fallen through the floor. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I've downloaded all the data segmented by all these dimensions into Excel, analyzed it and went, right, what's happened is on that particular date, and possibly a new search partner or a search partner is doing something different on mobiles, got you hundreds of thousands more impressions.
Yeah.
That meant your overall account CTR has just plummeted on that particular day.
Below
what
sea level.
It was search partners on a mobile. Don't know what they were doing. So we just basically had to turn off search partners for that campaign. And we don't know what was happening. And that's the worst part. They're like
basically it's a segment where you have a lot less control than on Google search.
Yeah, totally. You've no idea right. So the search partner could be the Ask search engine. It could be another search engine. And some of them could be up to dodginess. I kind of worked for some of them. I know. So they're like, and also they're not necessarily searches that people are typing in. You know, you could be hitting the search engine. They could be triggering a feed of ads, and your ad could be triggered by like this search term that the search engine is using, not somebody typed in. So you go, oh my God, look at all these people typing such and such in. They're not. It's like the search engine is like triggering the best ads it can to get the best APC for themselves. Yeah. Okay.
Sense.
All right. So now, what is that first search term? Keyword then?
Cleaning firm. So cleaning company.
Okay. Right. Okay. And it's in. So because this campaign is targeting Bucharest.
Yes.
Right. And then do you have? Okay. So then down we've got firma cleaning company Bucharest. So they've got there's 2, maybe 5 down from that, 6 down. 2 more down. Firma. It's the same keyword. Okay, so those 2 key, right? Like we said, that one you're hovering over could be in a campaign targeting the whole country.
Yes,
and actually, I would have it in a different account.
I didn't know you can target on. You can do specific targeting for a keyword. Now,
not now
I know what
you do it at the campaign level, but you separate the keywords into different campaigns.
How? What?
You would have another campaign, right? Me personally, I would call the campaign IP equals Bucharest, and then services. Yeah? And then I'd have another campaign of IP equals Romania, and then the campaign name will be services plus Bucharest.
All right, so you do your keyword planning, and then you structure the keywords in campaigns where you need keywords to be targeted in the city. That you have a different campaign. All right.
Yeah. So and in fact, I would have. Let's just say I was targeting 50 cities across the UK or something, and the client provided. Let me just say, I think. Let's just say it's a plumbing business or something, and they did unblocking toilets, and they did washing machine repairs, and they did drainage unblocking, stuff like that. Anyway, you have a list. I call them seeds. Seeds or services, it doesn't matter. Right. So I've got a list of seeds and got a list of locations.
Yes.
For me, what I would do is I'd create a campaign for every seed. So one seed is going to be drainage unblocking, and then I'd have location. That's my campaign name, location. I put location in uppercase. So my naming convention is to know that location is a variable. And in that campaign, I have one ad group, one for every single location. So it's going to be emergency drainage, drainage unblocking Bristol, drainage unblocking Edinburgh, drainage unblocking blah. Okay, so that's my drainage unblocking geo-modified campaign. Then I'm going to have the next service, like toilet unblocking, 50 locations. And so for every service, so if you've got 10 services, you've got 10 campaigns with 50 locations in them, ad groups. Yeah. Then potentially I would have a campaign per city. So 50 campaigns, one per city. And in that campaign, you have 10 services, which people would be saying, oh, emergency drainage, emergency this, emergency that. Yeah. But I would go and load the geo-modified campaigns first. That's stuff most likely to convert. And I want to see, but basically just have to start with that one. That's what I always start with.
So basically I've heard you say numerous times that you are very granular with your campaign. Basically you don't only use keywords and ad groups for this, you go up one more level and you are granular as well with the campaigns.
Yeah.
To be able to do it. All right.
Yeah, totally. And actually, I visualize it as going down a level. Right, so everyone's working at this level. I'm going to drill under them and do.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, no, but like that's how I visualize it in my head. Is like everyone's there. I'm going to dig under them. They're not even going to know what I'm doing. I'm going to have my $1, £1.50 bid price is a lot lower than them, and I'm going to get the traffic. I hate the word traffic. I hate the word clicks. I'm going to get the visitors who are searching for like little obscure things that my ad just does really well because the competitors aren't doing it. And that's at for 150. And I'm going to get those coming through. I'm going to get them profitable. In fact, the more obscure, the more likely I'm going to get profitable because my ad is going to get a good click-through rate. And the landing page, if like I have the thing they look at the service and the location in the landing page, more likely to convert because they're super frustrated. They can't find it anywhere. I'll get profitable with those. Then the client goes, oh my God, this is great. Can we spend a bit more? Okay, cool. I can increase the bids. You're going to have to, budget's going to have to go up a bit. And we're going to get more volume from all those little locations. We're currently getting them. And then we're going to start appearing for the kind of big locations, Bristol and Edinburgh and whatnot. Right. Yeah. So I'm coming up almost through the floorboards, like a flood through the floorboards slowly, and people aren't going to notice. Yeah. And like by the time I get to like, oh look, I'm actually competing for house cleaning London, which I wouldn't. It's like, that's just too big. But
way too broad.
Super, like commercial law firms, London. I'm not going to start on those. That's way too expensive. I'll target the long tail and creep up through the floorboards. Getting profitable, like fixing leaks in the funnel, getting the conversion tracking in place and tap to calls, this color button, blah, blah, all that stuff. And gradually, ratcheting it up until the main players are like, oh, who are these guys? Where'd they come from?
Yeah.
And then they can't move it.
This links to another question that I have. Are these relevant?
You know what? I don't normally look at them, but it is actually a good thing to look at because it tells you who is also bidding on all the stuff you're bidding on and how often they're above you, what their average position is. So then, yes, go and have a look at their websites and get a clue. Like the guys who are spending the most typically have, they definitely have the best business case for
basically it. These guys are the biggest ones.
Right.
I don't know if they're spending the most, but is the biggest company around.
Yeah. So they're outranking you 22%. They're at top of the page 33%. Okay. So look, that the second last column, 36% of the time they're at the top.
My bad.
No, it's okay. Yeah. So it's more than the guys at the, they're showing 30% of the time. That's an impression share. Why does Google give us all this info? Just so we can all compete with each other and everyone
hate each other.
Everyone gets into a bidding war and Google makes money. Brilliant. Okay, so let's have. Back to those keywords. Okay, so that one which has Bucharest and the one that doesn't.
Yeah.
Think about it. They can actually cannibalize each other.
That was another question in this list. Should I add negative keywords on ad groups to prevent cannibalization of long-tail keywords for the respective ads?
Yeah, you could. Right. So you're going to imagine you have two campaigns. One is targeting the whole of Romania and it's house cleaning Bucharest is a keyword. And you're going to have one targeting people in Bucharest and it's house cleaning. When they're in Bucharest, when they're in Bucharest and they type in house cleaning Bucharest, it could go to either of them, couldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. If the volumes justify it, see, sometimes I don't always do this. I just like, oh, you know what? I've got something. I'm not going to get too anal about this because if you, the more granular you get with this, the slightly more complex, well, not slightly, it can get more complex. And then when someone else looks at the account, it's like, oh, what's going on? And they don't spot that there's negatives and stuff like that. So yes, if it's a short head and it's getting a lot of volume, I may go add a negative of Bucharest to the house cleaning campaign where people are in Bucharest, so that it only shows for people who've typed in Bucharest.
Yeah, so I gotta look at the search terms that triggered the keyword search.
It's not even that, because like you might find, oh look, most of that traffic, most of the traffic for people searching for house cleaning Bucharest goes to the house cleaning Bucharest keyword. That's good. I like that. Then you might go later on, oh, it's not as profitable. I'm going to drop the bids on that. And then it might squirt over to the other keyword because it's able to take it. So you drop the bids there and it goes over there and you go, oh, that's better. Why is that one getting such more search volume? You're like, it's really confusing. So sometimes that's an argument for getting more granular with your, more control over the keywords and where the traffic and where things going. But sometimes it's just overkill. And then then another thing that might happen is you might get long tail on your keywords, get really, really granular, so that you kind of lose the volume. You just lose the traffic. Because Google, I think there's a point where Google goes, oh, you know what? There's just so much low search volume. I'm not going to bother me ass showing your ads. And if you've added the negatives into the long tail where it was picking it up, like just house cleaning, and then you go and add a negative of Bucharest and then have the keyword house cleaning Bucharest, and maybe that's Bucharest just too small. Google doesn't bother. You've lost all the traffic completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm like, theoretically, scientifically, it should be all really nice and neat. But when it comes to practical, it's like, how do you manage it? And maybe you lose the traffic. So what I would likely do is do it for the stuff that has a lot of volume. It's going to come to the top. Like for all the little suburbs and locations, I might not do that, but maybe I do it for Bucharest.
I didn't even do them all. I just did a couple of big neighborhoods, let's say, and the districts. We have 6 districts. I did the Service plus district,
yep.
Plus Bucharest, and a couple of, I think 3 or 4 big and more wealthy neighborhoods.
Yep.
That's all I did. I didn't go that much more into with each.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like it's 80-20. Once you do start going really massively long, like worked for business and we built 120 million keywords and ads. It's like thousands of different jobs that people might be searching for, thousands of locations they might be searching for those jobs. So like that's like millions of permutations. But the business, once they saw it was working, they just went mad and just loaded up loads. And I was like, look, we're getting a really, really long tail. Like how many people search for exhibition designer jobs, exhibition stand designer jobs by location? It's like, but anyway, loaded everything up and only the top 1 million ever got impressions. But I suppose the argument is we didn't know which million it would be until we loaded them. So it was good. But they did get to a point where it's diminishing returns.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. The idea in my head. Let's see if these couple neighborhoods or whatever 5, 4 that I did. Let's see how these perform. These are the wealthiest around, and I don't expect the poorer ones to be looking at the house cleaning services.
Yeah. The thing is that, let me think. If it's easy enough to do for you, just load them. For me, it's like it's as easy to load 10 as 10, not quite 10,000, 10 as 1,000. A bit longer to do 1,000, 10,000. For me, I'm doing like Excel spreadsheets or programs. I write little scripts. If I'm going massive, I write little programs to generate things. But because, like you say, well, it might be low.
I've done it manually.
Yeah. Here's the thing. That's the best way. You've got to do it manually. And I often do it manually for a brand new account. I do it manually because I'm touching the ad. I'm actually writing the ad. And I write it. I see what it looks like. I run it for a bit. Go, okay, this seems to work. Now I'm just going to attack it. Long tail, hardcore, 10,000 ads, whatever. Okay. But doing it manually is the best way because you need to learn the interface. And then it keeps flipping changes all the time. A spreadsheet doesn't work. It's like, oh no, we've got like headline 3 and description 2. I don't have them in my tools. I'm gonna have to add those in now. But like, if I'm training up Jay to do this, I'll get him to do it by hand until he's bored of doing it. Then I'll say, right, here's a tool. And he'll be like, why didn't you show me this tool before? And I'll be like, well, you had to go through the pain to now appreciate it.
Yeah, to appreciate it and actually know what happens behind the curtain.
Yes, exactly. So you keep doing it until you're like, I want to do more, but this is just so tedious.
Yeah.
And then you'll have an incentive to go and figure out how to do more.
I see it. I see
it.
And
sometimes you've nailed it with like the 6 major suburbs and you're Bucharest. And sometimes adding those extra stuff is like, you're getting 5% extra. It's not worth it. In which case you probably, all right. So that's what I kind of do is like I hit the keywords targeting first. And I'm able to load so quick that I'll load stuff and watch it for a week and then get an insight, go, oh, okay, that didn't work. Emergency locksmith, nobody's searching for it. Instead of me, actually did this just before we got on the call, instead of me going in and changing the campaign from emergency locksmith to just locksmith and changing the ad group names and the keywords, I just cloned all those campaigns and then changed the clone and paused the emergency locksmiths one. Because I don't want my stats I don't want to be looking at it and going, oh, how come it ran with hardly any volume and then it just shot up? Because then I'll go, oh, look, that campaign used to have emergency locksmiths and now it's gone to just a locksmiths. And that's why I don't want that confusion. So the emergency locksmith campaigns is paused, maybe be deleted because they just didn't work. I made steps and I never have thought to type in emergency locksmith. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I just want people going to ring.
Yeah.
Okay. So often I'll move so fast. I'm moving fast at the beginning that I'm building, knowing I'm probably going to throw it away. I'm just getting the data and I get a little insight and go, oh, look, that's interesting. There's a lot of people searching like this. Hadn't thought of that. Let's go and build out a new campaign. Eventually you're dialing it in. A really good example is trying to do it for a business that had hydraulic components. They sold hydraulic components. They serviced and repaired them as well. And we were bidding on all sorts of like the brand names, plus that type of device it was, et cetera, and eventually we were looking at the search terms and we saw, I was like, what are these things? And the business owner was looking over my shoulder on the screen going, oh, those are part numbers. I thought, right, there you go. That makes sense. If the part breaks, it's going to take it out, engineer's going to turn it over, look at the part number, Google it. Like, you don't do that for fun. And it's pretty educated search. So he gave me 5,000 part numbers, loaded them all up, and boom, that was it. That's what worked, and we turned everything else off. But it took a while to get there of like trying this, trying that, and not working.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay, so let's have a quick look through these. Keyword auction insights relevant? I think so. Yeah. Have a look.
No, we talked around that.
Yeah, so just have a look to see who else is on. But the reason why I've never looked at it, and I only saw it recently when a Google Ads person was on a call with them and they showed me, it's like, oh, that's interesting, is you will find out in your search terms what is the most relevant search term that is driving, or handful of search terms driving the account. Yeah, and then you go and type them in yourself. And then you look at the ads,
the competition.
You look at those. Like that's what you really care about. That auction insights is just getting, well, in general, this is what's happening, but you want to know specifics, right? I'm not just going to write an ad in general. I want to know how. This is what I like about Google is when I write an ad and it's competing with other people, I can see my ad and I can see how it's competing with other people. When it's on Facebook, I can't see how the context.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, because you might write an ad going, this is the best ad I can write. And then when you see it compared to your other competition, you're like, oh, they've all written an ad like that as well. I need to change it or like.
Yeah, do something else.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Good target CTR goal on average. See that it depends on your position and the device. So when people say to me, "Oh, I've got a CTR of like 7%, is that good?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know. For your brand, for the top ad position, no. That should be like 40-50%. Position 5, if I've never seen position 5 anymore. Position 4 on a mobile, that's really good. Good."
Yeah, I get. So you have to look at the context. Basically, for me, it's a 9, 10 CTR at 3.5.
I think that's pretty good. Back to the device again, segment by device last week. Oh, that's, yeah, you can scroll right to the bottom. So we're doing it at the keyword level. It doesn't matter. We can scroll right to the bottom and go, there's an account bit, total for the account. Click on that and open it out. On the left, yep. A little drop down on that little tick arrow thing.
Yeah, I
there
had
we go. So CTR on a mobile, position 3.3, 9%. That's pretty good because 3.3 is below the fold.
Yeah.
Yeah. 11%, 3.7 on a desktop. That's okay. Just depends.
Yeah. It depends on the context. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I've just literally changed some ads in a client account, just testing it. We were on a call together. So when the first few weeks was just getting the keywords right and targeting. Like, it was targeting just a couple of states in the US. I'm like, why would you target only those states? And you're not interested in selling to people in New York? And he's like, well, but the volume is in those states. I said, but you're missing out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. So we actually tightened up the keywords and got rid of kind of more information seeking ones, went more buying keywords, and I created one campaign per state, 51 campaigns. Now we look at it like, right, there you go. New York got you most. And those two states that you wanted, yeah, they're in there in the top 10, but there's stacks of them. You were missing out on all of those just because you like, yeah, the volume won't be as good. Load it. Right, so what am I looking at? Oh, okay, so that's actually, if you're targeting something and it's national, sometimes that's a strategy, is you have exactly the same ad groups and ads and keywords, but you just target each city. The states is nice, US states, because like it's so big and the volume, so the population's so big. That's a strategy. You just go more granular. And I actually suspect, I haven't tested it, but I suspect you get a tiny bump in CTR. I think Google just likes those campaigns better than like one that targets the whole of the US. Mm-hmm. I haven't proved it. It kind of makes sense to me that Google thinks, oh, you're a local advertiser, we'll give you precedence slightly over a national one. So you've got them, and then you could potentially put a slightly different ad. Free shipping to Texas. It's like free shipping everywhere, but you just call out the state and they're like, oh wow, it's perfect. And then at the campaign level, you can see which states are doing really well. At the campaign level, you don't have to segment, but like if you look at locations on the left, right, so that makes sense. Everybody's in Bucharest, but you could be targeting the whole of the country for the campaign where they're looking for cleaners by location and go, oh, look, oh my God, we're showing up for loads of people in that other city. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so other stuff. Right. Add relevance below average, text to keyword heavy.
Yeah, I have a quality 6.
Honestly, I don't even look at the quality scores. I just don't even bother.
Everywhere that I've looked, basically it says you can lower your costs by increasing your quality.
Yeah, true. But the way to increase your quality score really is to do the things that, if you think about it, Google wants the users on Google, the search engine, the consumers, to have the best experience possible. The best experience possible for them is to have the most relevant ad that is appealing, and for when they click on that ad, to go through to a site that loads fast, and that actually has the offer that was promised in the ad. Yeah, and then has a way.
This part.
Yes, exactly, that stuff. But then also it's got to load fast. If it doesn't load fast, they're going to go back to Google and then be like, oh, I'm annoyed, can't find something. Can't find this house cleaning business. They get through to the page, like the headline looks the same, but then it's just junk. And then where's the call to action? Where's the phone number? How do I even do anything? Right, so if they bail out of it because it doesn't look good, don't trust it or whatever, right, so if you just if you put the consumer first and go, right, I want this to be super relevant to them, super relevant, and get them to convert the inquiry, then all the things that you're going to have to do to make that happen will be exactly what Google likes.
Yeah.
Because you're serving their customers. Like, their customers are actually, but their customers are the users on Google's search engine, or because they have all those eyeballs, because they provide a good search experience. The advertisers follow because they want the eyeballs. If they screw it up, you just have to put yourself in their shoes and put those consumers first as well, and then Google will love you. They will like, oh wow, and then they will reward you with a lower cost, a higher quality score, which gives you a lower cost per click, and blah blah blah.
That's what makes me wonder, because, for example, let me remove this segment. For example, I have a quality score of 4 for this one.
Yeah.
That is cleaning district 2, basically.
Yeah.
And how do I see that's one keyword, average quality
Let's have a look at
score
the search
4.
terms. Oh, there's only one search term. Change to
And
all time, and then look at the search terms for that.
on this.
Yeah.
All right.
Change the date range to all time, because you've only got one
search terms, and from 20 to today.
Okay. Are they, so they're all sector 2, which is good. In case somebody said
so basically this is another variation, cleaning lady, basically.
Yeah.
This is the entry, the hallway of the building, of an apartment building.
Wow.
Company, jobs, this is jobs.
Right, so then you added negative, yeah.
Yeah, this is another variable on a hospital.
Right.
Cleaning hospital, sector 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
Okay, so very low search volume, so it may not work for sector 2, but even looking at that, you have ideas for other campaigns for Bucharest, for instance, like cleaning lady Bucharest is different from hospital cleaners or whatever Bucharest, is different from other ones that you had in there. Companies, cleaning company is very different from cleaning lady. One's like probably a commercial intent and the other's like residential, isn't it? So those potentially, if you got enough volume, you could try creating campaigns for those and trying to separate the traffic a bit, control the traffic even better. So then the ad says cleaning lady, looking for a cleaning lady in Bucharest. The landing page says looking for a cleaning lady in Bucharest.
Yeah, well, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense why it's I was wondering, for example, because I have written the ad cleaning sector 2 for the keyword cleaning sector 2.
Yeah.
I have cleaning / sector 2 over here. I have cleaning sector 2 services. I have basically I've used the keyword beyond my brain, and it wasn't making any sense why it's only
you know, don't okay, so this is why I ignore quality score, because you might have another one for cleaning sector 3 and it's got quality score of 6 and you'll be like, what's the difference? They're exactly the same. And you'll be like, well, there is none. It's just this algorithm is doing whatever. And so that's why I don't look at it, because you get distracted and go, well, why is that so low? It's really annoying, blah, blah, blah. Just keep doing the right things. The results will follow. And the results that matter for you and your client is that he's spent what last week and you made what? Brilliant. Are you happy with that?
Exactly. Those are the metrics he cares. Yeah.
And actually, the metric I really care about is not profitability and revenue and blah, because you might be making him profitable with stuff that he just does, each business that he's trying to get out of. He's trying to sell a different thing and blah. What I have in my dashboard, customer dashboard, a traffic light report. How happy do I think they are? Green, amber, red. That's really what matters. It's like, how happy is the business owner? You know, so like you could be given more than, I've given great metrics for a business and they still churned because they wanted to get out of this business. They just, it's not what I want to do, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know, what else was, so, and then the absolute, here's a story that will explain to you why I don't look at quality score so much. In fact, I don't look at it at all. I don't have it. I may show it to the client and say, look, our ad relevance is good, but our landing page relevance is poor, as extra ammo to say, we need to get your landing page better. I don't really need to, because once you say, look, somebody's looking for hospital cleaners sector 3, and the ad says it, and the landing page says looking for a cleaner in Bucharest, it's like, no, create a hospital cleaners ad. It's worth doing because of the volume. That's how you back it up. Look, we spent like 300 on that last 2 months, so it's worth doing, blah, blah, blah. Do you want hospital cleaners? Oh, yeah, I totally would love that contract. Right, so we were trying to build a campaign in a brand new account, person sat next to me was building it, and it just kept dying. Quality scores were 1s and 2s, and it would start and then it would die. She'd rebuild it in exact match. It would start, it would die. All these sorts of things. We were just trying them all. There was no rhyme or reason for it. So last resort, I said to her, look, just load those campaigns into that account there that's been running for a few years. Loaded it in, quality scores, 7, 8, 9, boom, it ran. Yeah.
What was the explanation?
The explanation is like one is a brand new account, the other one's got like history. One is an account that Google knows you're spending. You've been spending a long while. They're going to give you preference to the other account.
I see. I see.
And then also I've come in on a Monday morning and all the ads have stopped running. Like quality score 0 throughout the whole account. It's like, what the heck? Get on the phone to Google, our Google rep. We can't speak to the compliance team because you're not allowed to. What's up? Quality score 0. I said, well, it's that thing we'd asked you to do by such and such a date. It hasn't been done. So the compliance team turned us off. Like, but we have done it. We did it last week. We let you know. Oh, yeah, hold on. Yes, I spoke to the compliance team. Yes, we did get your notification that you've done the work. We can see that you've done the work. Boom. The quality scores came back and we were running again.
That's weird, man.
That's not weird. It's just they turn you off. They turn you back on. Oh, they don't like it. We'll turn you. I don't know. I'm not saying that.
and this is related as well to this. I have a 9 out of 10 and an average position of 5 or 6.
Yeah. Honestly, you see the red herring of like looking at that stuff and trying to monitor it and whatnot. And it's just like they literally have this quality score in place so that if we go, what's happening with my account? It's not running as well. Google, and like we're a paying client for Google, so we're legitimately can ask that. They go, well, your quality score is not so good. You really should fix it. How do we fix that? Well, you should work on your CTR on your landing page. How do we do that? And you're like, well, you
figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. We can't pin them down and say, yeah, but last week it was this. Now this week it's that.
Yeah, they fluctuate. They kind of fluctuate as well.
So turn it off. Don't look at it. Do the right things. Increase your CTR by being more relevant. Increase conversion
by going
rate.
more being more.
Yeah,
granular.
by being more granular. That's the first way of doing it. I don't load whenever I get on a call with Google, they're always telling me off. You got too many keywords in your account, or you haven't got enough keywords in an ad group. You should add 10 to 20 keywords per ad group, and you need like at least 2 ads, probably 5 ads per ad group.
Yeah, 100 ads.
Yeah, and I'm like, shut up. Just go away.
Yeah, this explanation of being so specific makes sense. Now it ties in with the average, the quality score of 4 of here, of cleaning sector 2. Come on, man, please. Oh, this. When I look at
cleaning sector 6, you've actually got cleaning sector 6.
Yeah.
That should have the same quality score, really, to me.
Well, it's a 7.
Yeah. So why would that have it? And there is a 3. Why would it have a different one? Let's have a look at all the search terms.
Am I still? Yeah, I'm still on. Again, cleaning lady, cleaning home.
Yep, that's different.
Cleaning companies, basically.
Yep. They're all 3 different search terms as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Now it makes sense. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and now it makes sense that it actually doesn't make sense, because that is exactly the same as sector 2. You've done exactly the same thing. It should have the same quality score, but it doesn't. So forget it. My point proven. Just turn off quality score. Don't look at it.
Look at this long tail keyword. Jesus Christ.
What was it?
Cleaning lady for pharmacies, part-time, sector 6, Bucharest.
Perfect. I love it. I love seeing all this long tail stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Honestly, I love looking at the search terms. Sometimes you get things like Google. What is the blah blah? They type in Google.
Yeah, they type a whole
sentence.
Yeah.
Unless this was before like voice stuff. Maybe people are typing it. Google. Right. Let's have a look at the other stuff you've got.
Well, it was something, the individual negative keywords. We've talked about this, and a more general question. What should be the primary focus of improvement right now?
Right. For me, it's
from what you've seen. That's why it's the last.
Oh, for this one, right? I think you've done really well already. I would separate the campaigns from the IP targeted and the geomod.
All right.
Okay. I'll focus on the geomod. If you had to put all the budget anywhere, put it on the geomod and then add the IP in after. Because it's somebody looking for hospital cleaners, Bucharest, in, I don't know, another city in Romania.
Brașov.
Yeah. They might be like the head office for like a chain of hospitals, if it's a franchise of hospitals or something.
Yeah. It makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So go for those. So it's almost like, and it looks to me like Bucharest is your short head. Like people are going to be typing Bucharest. So find all those seeds and Bucharest. Load all those ones up. Whichever I would do it this way, and I can do stuff pretty quick. Then you'd find which order of seeds to load with your list of like 10, 20 suburbs or whatever. You might find, look, there are people who are looking for pharmacy cleaners. It's for pharmacies. Who would have thought? I didn't know that's such a big thing, but maybe it is. And this is where I love Google ads, because you go, who would have thought pharmacist cleaners is such a big deal? And then you find out, you do some research and you find out, oh, a couple of months ago, there was like a big thing on the newspapers and blah, and people are getting
whatever. Makes them have a cleaning company.
Yeah, they're all suddenly panicking.
Whatever.
And there you are, finding that info. And if you had them all loaded up and then something else pops up and you're like, why is that? And you find out there was a flood somewhere of such and such happened. And now everybody's trying to like get a cleaner in that suburb in Bucharest. So you have like, so it's almost like, how I visualize it is you're a spider in the middle of a spider's web and you've thrown out all these strands and you're sitting there counting.
Which one?
Yeah. And then you go, oh, that one's a big, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to grab that and go for it. So you already know that Bucharest is a major location. Add all those service locations in a campaign, a Bucharest campaign. So I might call it services in uppercase and then Bucharest. So I know that services is variable. There's like 20 of them, 30 maybe. It's more than I thought. I know move out cleaning, move out in cleaning, post-construction, apartments, restaurants, hotels. Yeah, there's loads. Never thought of hospitals and pharmacies and stuff like that.
I haven't thought of restaurants either. That's why I'm doing this.
Offices, like, so every type.
Yeah,
like,
I've done offices.
Yeah, so you load those just for a laugh, and somebody will go, yeah, but the keyword planner says, I don't care what the keyword planner says.
Not enough volume.
Yeah, it says not enough volume, but guess what? There's like, it then shows, I've got stuff. There's low search volume. The second one, it's got 3 impressions. So over time, it might run really well for you.
All right.
Yeah. So it's getting the right visitors. And at the start, I love it because you're like, your brain's going, oh, wow, look at this, what people search. And then you go, hospitals. No, maybe not hospitals. Offices. Offices got a lot of volume for Bucharest. Might as well load up a campaign that's called office cleaners, and then all the locations. So then you start building out those ones. And notice what you're doing there. They're all geomodified keywords. They have to have a location. Once you've done that, then you go to look at the office cleaners. They're in Bucharest.
Yeah, so basically this is what I have to do, get more granular at the campaign level as well.
Yeah. Splitting them out.
All right.
Naming conventions. Naming conventions is really important. I've kind of put that in another video somewhere where I talked about it.
I'll look around your YouTube if it's public on YouTube.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's something in there where I had a chat with a cleaning business owner, I think.
The laundromat?
Maybe.
Laundromat.
Oh yeah, that one's another recent one. I don't know if I went through the naming conventions, but basically have a naming convention that makes sense, and you don't have to go into the campaign and look at settings
to know what happens.
Yeah, it's got mobile in it if it's a mobile campaign. Yeah. I even have stuff where it's like I put the created date, which I noticed you've done as well. It's good, and then I also put things like target CPA is $200 or something. I don't have to go and look to find out.
Yeah, some relevant information that defines that particular campaign. That makes sense.
Yeah. So for this one, I'd go granular like that. Then once you find where the volume is, then you go in and start split testing the ads. So with this previous client, not previous client, this client I was chatting to earlier this week, where we've done wow, we're getting a lot more volume for you. And we've gone from your best week ever was 17 conversions. And actually, they got me to analyze it because they were so excited. What happened that week and why can't we replicate it? I was like, actually, I'm sorry to tell you that one click got you like 5 conversions. So I think there was something that went wrong with the tracking.
No, it doesn't. For example, if you track a button press, and there's, for example, to send a form, and you track the click of the submit button.
Yeah.
If the form requires some information that it's not filled, and the person clicks it, it tracks the conversion, but it's not sending the form. It highlights, for example, that you still need to fill this field as well. For example, you have to fill in your email, your name, email, and your message. A simple form, 3 fields, right?
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, one guy comes in, fills his name, doesn't fill the email, and fills the message, and presses submit. It registers as a event because it's the event of click on the submit button. But the form is not sent because there probably is a message showing on the screen. Please give us your email to be able to communicate with you or whatever. Please fill in the email as well. And then they fill the email, they press submit. It's 2 conversions tracked, but it's actually 1 conversion.
Right. Okay. That explains. I didn't realize that people were doing a conversion was they click on the button. It really should be a conversion is they end up on the thank you page. Thank you for sending the.
Yeah, depends on the way the conversion is set.
Right. Okay. Right. So for that client, I was like, sorry, mate, Google didn't give you 17 conversions. You only got 12 or whatever, or less actually. So it was reasonably high. But then last week, 30 conversions, all because we put the spend towards people who are more looking to buy rather than information seeking, and we're targeting more states that people are looking for this product. In a sense. And then the next step is like, so we were on a call earlier in the week, and it's like, what's the next thing? Low hanging fruit. I think I might have said low hanging fruit, but I was like, right. Well, he suggested, can we split test the ads? I was like, I'm not quite ready to split test the ads. You're hitting your budget. We still have to dial in the bids, properly. And then we were looking at it. It's like, you know what? I might as well. I can do it now. Kind of. I've got like 8 ad groups in 51 campaigns. So I've got a lot of ad groups to go and create ads. And all I did was move headline 2 and 3. Yeah. Yeah. Another variation. And then we did another variation of the headline 2, where instead of saying multi-day, we actually put numbers in it. Numbers attract the eye. So we moved the ones, and from Thursday to now, the CTR, the whole week, we made the change on Thursday. For the whole week, we've been averaging maybe 12% click-through rate, and now all of a sudden it's gone to 24. That's with both sets of ads running. And this week, so far, it's like 33%, right? So it's like, whoa, actually, it's been brilliant. It's a brilliant case study. But my order is get the traffic right, then split test the ads. If you're split testing ads and you've got all sorts of traffic going to that ad, what are you learning? You're not learning anything. But once you control the traffic properly, then you can write a better ad. So like you're going to write an ad for pharmacists and restaurants and looking for a restaurant cleaner in Bucharest. You wouldn't have thought of that before. So build out the campaigns with the right structure first, and then write the best ad you can. And instantly, you're going to be better than competition anyway. Then you might start split testing the ad work. Typically, I have the headline ones kind of the same, like 24/7 locksmith versus locksmith. I might test that. But then it's headline 2 and 3. And are you trying to put in things to attract the eye, like a number? Like for instance, we tested €70 off works better than save €70 because the number was to the left. The number.
Yeah, it's psychology. It's buyer psychology.
Well, it's not even just psychology. It's just you just spot the number. It just stands out like 100% free versus free. It's like it's the same. It's free, but 100% free might work better because people see the 100% symbol.
Higher shock value.
Yeah, and then you have the trademark symbol next to the brand name.
Yeah.
And if they're registered trademark, we have the registered trademark symbol. It just makes the ad pop a bit more. Ads in the US, if they're in Texas, brackets with capital TX. you know,
Yeah.
just little things. Actually, you're trying to come up with ways to make your ads stand out compared to the others, and then even in your own ads, you're putting your the numbers and symbols kind of to the left to attract the eye. I'll use the ampersand symbol instead of and. Well, also short,
Yeah.
use less but it's another symbol. So,
Yeah, I see. Yeah, psychology.
okay. How's your head melted? I think you're doing a really good job. Amazing from the start.
Thanks. I've basically I have you to thank for, because I've structured the structure of this campaign is basically based on the previous 2 videos of a review that you've done, the laundromat and the one that's 1 or 2 years old.
Yeah. The laundromat's a recent one, and the other one was like a cleaning company, I think.
Yeah, something.
Actually, yeah, cleaning company. Blimey, there we
go. And that's what I've used as guidance.
Basically. Yeah, very good. So yeah, make those changes and then let us know how you're getting on, because I would be really interested.
Could you show me how to put those more modifiers on the reports?
Yeah, totally. Go click on reports. Then
I've done some.
Okay, click on view all on the right.
Just a second.
View all. Yeah. And then time. I like to look at things weekly. So click on week now. Okay. Now click on the columns on the far right. We're going to adjust the columns. On the far right. Yep. There we go. So again, just rearrange them. So we've got impressions before clicks.
Why am I having freezes?
Oh, right. Okay. The columns that are already in the report, move the impressions before clicks. Average position.
All right.
Yeah. Average position is between CTR and average CPC. Yep. Okay. Now, oops. I know it's annoying this. Get rid of view through conversions. Actually, no, I'll show you why. It's all right. When you try and add device, it doesn't allow you because they've got view through conversions. So we're going to add some more columns, and they're going to be, if you click on the search bit on the left, just under Google Ads. Yeah.
All right.
There we go. Right. So what we're going to have, search. Type in search. We're going to have search impression share. Search impression share. There it is. There, competitive metrics. Drag that across. Just drop it there. And then we're going to have, what's the other ones? Type in IS. So search lost IS due to rank. Just drag that one over. Damn it, I meant budget. But anyway, budget as well.
Yeah,
and then exact match IS.
Jesus, this one.
Yeah.
Exact match IS. This one?
Yep. Okay, just rearrange the rank one and the budget one, just so that they're the same as your interface when you look at it. The last two, not the last. No, that one. Sorry, Louvre. Yep. There we go. Okay, cool. Now go and find device. So search for device. Okay, drag that into the week next to the row bit.
This
there
one.
we go. Yep. Also get network with search partners. There we go. Drag that into the row. That could be it. What I might also do is, so that's like a high level thing where you can go, see last week, I now know on desktop, weekly report, just like
just weekly
report. Do a save as, save as, do it again. It's really, that's weird. There you go. So that's now saved. Sometimes I'll drag through the campaign and ad group and keyword and all that kind of stuff, and sometimes a search term as well. So it's a different kind of report, and then it's getting more and more granular. But often what I'll do is you can click on columns again now, and it will hide all stuff.
The left.
There you go. So you can see that's the current week, isn't it? All time. So change the date range just to being last week.
Last week.
No, last week. Hold on that.
Or week like this, you mean?
No, 20th to the 26th. There we go. So that's all last week. we could see, you know, like what were we looking before? Actually, sort by impressions then. Just, yep. Right. So on a mobile, on Google search, you had the most volume. On a desktop, Google search, you had a lot of volume. Mobile search partners, there you go. So that's where your search partners was 120. And hold on, where's the conversions? You had one conversion there. Yeah. And actually, if we added in the segment of the conversion action name, which we won't do, then you'd find out what the conversion was. But then you'd lose a lot of your other metrics, like impressions, clicks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna lose some time looking at this.
Yeah. Yeah. And then once you download into Excel, you can start doing all sorts of
let's not get there because I've actually commented on one of your videos. You've done a video about your keyword research or whatever.
All right. Yeah.
And you've commented recently saying 6 likes and 6 dislikes. And I've replied to that comment saying, for me, I've lost you the second you've all tabbed to Excel. I've lost whatever you were doing. I have absolutely no idea what you're clicking and what you're doing in Excel. All right, it looks pretty. It makes sense when you explain it, what you're trying to do, but you're losing me. You're moving way too fast, and you're using way too complex equations or what formulas they're called. Way too complex formulas. I don't know that shit, so it's way too much for me. I'm not gonna click download to Excel. No, I'm just gonna.
Well, you know what? That's kind of That's if I'm to do another course, it would probably be Excel with Google Ads to explain how you do all that kind of stuff. Because when I was managing a team of 35 AdWords specialists, the top 10%, the top 3-4 people were the ones who were best at Excel. That was it. It was just obvious. The ones who were best at Excel. Whenever I did like a Friday, I did 2 training courses. Whole group, I'd do kind of just sort like businessy type 80-20 stuff and all these sort of things, and maybe half would turn up to that, or maybe actually 2/3. When I did an Excel thing, the whole lot, everyone was in there. They wanted to learn all these little if statements.
I told you, that video was way too much.
Yeah,
we bring this up in Excel, and whoa, what's happened? Wait.
Yeah, but that's where, like, if I create a series like a course going, this is how this formula works, and this is an example, and then this and this and this, and then now this is how I build something up, and I can slice and dice and pivot table and look like a Rubik's Cube on this data and find stuff. Whereas other people can't, and that's the point. They're not even looking probably at these reports. They're trying to do it in the interface, and they're missing out on what's going on. Whereas I can spot something, spot a little opportunity.
Yeah, that's your experience and your value. That's why you get paid the money you do. That's all there is to it, basically.
Yeah, but you're getting there.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Right, brilliant. Listen, A, it was great to meet you. 2,
likewise.
1, great to meet you. 2, I hope this helps. Let us know how you get on. 3, got a video nearly 2 hours long, 1.5 hours. I will put it on YouTube, put it in
absolutely
forum, whatever. Yeah, I'm happy people go through this stuff. They know what to do and why to do it. That's the most important part. You can figure out the how yourselves. Like, you know, there's ways how to do it. That's perfect. So good luck.
Thanks a lot, Andy. Have a great day.
All right, mate. Speak to you later.
Cheers.